'Cause we're all about to change the world.
So when does your new album El Dorado drop?
Hopefully the end of this year. It got pushed back, we were supposed to be out in March, and then we're looking at June, and then the single Diamond Queen finally got released through Gateway Records, and so we're trying to write off of that, and then we'll probably start dropping singles around the holidays off of El Dorado.
Okay.
So we're gonna do one single a month, every 2 or 3 months with a new video.
That's the way to do it.
So all we've been doing in our spare time right now is just shooting music videos because that's all we can do as far as promoting ourselves.
Right.
We really, I think we're going to do our first full band stream next month. So,
do you have an album that you've done so far since you've been in this band that you would consider your favorite album or your favorite song on the album?
On this current album?
Yeah.
My favorite song is the one you just played, The Fall.
Okay.
That really last minute edition we did in July because the album got pushed back, and then Mike and I have been writing and then we had that song, sent it to our management, and they're like, "Oh, dude, album's getting pushed back. Go back in the studio, record some more stuff." So we ended up recording 2 more songs, and then we actually did that completely ourselves in our own studio. We have our own recording studio. We didn't work with Michael on that one, so I tracked all that myself. And we spent about a week on that song, and then 2 weeks total, actually. It took us about 3 days to mix it, and then we mixed at Pus Cavern here in studio with Joe Johnson. He did all the original Cake records, the first couple of Cake records.
Okay.
And then he also mastered it. So,
do you have a favorite song out of every single song you've ever written? That's in your head, every time you hear it, you're like, I can't believe I wrote that song. Mostly the most newest ones we write. For me, that's my favorite song so far. It's just kind of one of those songs I wanted, when we have everyone just kind of if we were to play it live, I would love to see everyone just jump up and down and bounce. It's just kind of like a bouncy song. Yeah.
But I've had many. I think many songs. I'm like, wow, I actually wrote that. That's awesome.
That's pretty good. Every now and then I'll even do that. I'll come up, and I'm not a great writer, but I'll do something. I'm like, that's pretty. I'll listen to it later. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I did that. And
yeah, and that still amazes me that that I have I work with. I have some really good songwriting partners, and we get together and we have fun just creating something, and we all just love sitting in our cars, driving around together, and listening to our own music. I think that's when we have the most fun.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ever critique yourself? Obviously, I guess every band does that, where you want to take something out, But have you ever recorded something, it was done, it was produced, and then you go back in your head and maybe we should go back and take this part out?
All the time. And sometimes even when we're working with our producer, sometimes him and I are on the same page, and sometimes we aren't. And I've actually taken some stuff that we did that we wanted to add some stuff to that he was like, no, I don't think we should do that. But we went and had to get it remixed anyway, so we ended up adding some stuff, and everybody was like, oh, that did sound better. So, there's plenty of material and then when you have songs, you start off as a band and you're playing and you really like the song, and sometimes it clicks with certain audience members, and then sometimes it doesn't. You're like, oh, God, what's wrong with this song? And then you might change a drum pattern or a beat, or you do take a part out of the song, and then it seems like everybody likes it at that point. You're like, that's what was missing, or that's what we needed to happen to that.
Well, you can analyze your own music, and it's also good when you can get the fan feedback and just from the live performances and see maybe you need to make some adjustments, because not everybody, some people are just full of themselves and they're like, whatever, this is awesome, everyone needs to like it.
I'd honestly say 90% of what ends up on the record has been played in front of an audience probably about 100 times.
That's cool, man. What's the biggest? No, you got. Go ahead. Like, we just, that's a thing. Like, we may find what's our favorite song that we like playing is not the favorite song even that they're like, oh, that's not the single. This is the single. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then it becomes a single, or you realize, but you're not really going to know, and not every song is going to work for everybody in the audience member, but 90% of what we play, I would say, we wrote a version of it, we tried it out, and then we went in studio, it became a better tune.
What tours have you guys, like, what tours have you been on, and where all have you played?
We mostly do our own tours, and
Okay.
if we are open for international or national act, it's just like a one-off gig somewhere on the road. We book our own tours, and we play everything. We have a 1,500-mile radius from here in Seattle, and so we're just constantly playing up and down I-5, Oregon, Washington, Western Nevada, Northern California, Central California right now. And then we were planning on playing, we were supposed to head out to South by Southwest this year and do a 2-week tour and do like a week out there, a week back, week out, and a week back and that all ended.
Real fast, huh? Happened real quick.
It literally happened. Unfortunately, like, we ended up just rebooking the tour while we were out and just taking any show we could just to get some revenue in so we can make it home.
Right? Yeah. Man, that just has to be tough for...
I'm like, do you need a band to play tonight? Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I think you have a good attitude about everything, with what's going on. At least you're staying positive about it. And you're still dropping singles and you're making music videos. And that's so important right now for bands because I think some bands just kind of gave up,
Gave up, and there's a lot of bands that are just like, oh, we should just play anyway. And it's just like, oh, and everyone keeps asking us to play right now. And we're just trying to be health conscious because we have a couple of members that do have some
underlying something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's for us because we're a family. So like we don't do anything until we all agree on it.
That's good.
We're very, very democratic in the band, and then we'll argue amongst ourselves like brothers and sisters. But once we all agree to an idea, then we all back each other up on that idea, and then whatever viewpoint we have and stuff. So forth.
Do you guys run your band like a business? I guess that's what you would say.
Yeah, we do run it like a business, but we also run it like a family, and we don't do anything that anybody doesn't want to do. Maybe the reason why that person doesn't want to do a certain thing is the right answer. What are the pros and cons to everything that we do at this point? Sometimes, we don't just take any gig we can unless we're in that situation. We're like, well, let's just play here tonight and see what happens.
Yeah. Have you ever accidentally played somewhere that you did not think was going to be a good show and it wound up being like super fun and excellent?
All the time.
I figured you were probably going to say that.
Yeah, all the time. And like we're a rock band, but we also play our whole set acoustic. Like if we show up to a gig and we're like, rock show's not going to happen tonight, we're going to clear this room in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. So, and then we bust acoustic guitars out and we're doing MTV Unplugged, and we've actually done full tours. Like we're just going to do an acoustic tour and then just play acoustic and then just play a bunch of like really, really small venues that have like 30, 40 people in them and just make it intimate as hell.
Yes.
As heck. But we also bring our, we have our electric, again, like I said, we also have our amps and everything set up. So if the crowd's like, hey, let's raise some hell, then we're going to plug our guitars in and then tear the place up.
It's important to relate to your audience, and not everybody understands that. And relating to your audience is key. It's not that you're changing who you are to do something. It's you want to be relatable because you want people to like you and want to listen. And exactly. And that's how you grow your audience is relating. I have friends from all different walks of life and different spectrums because I try to even if I disagree with someone, I try to relate to them because I still like them probably,
No, I'm with you 100%. We could have completely opposite viewpoints on certain things and be completely 100% on something else. And
I wish everybody saw that. Unfortunately,
respect each other and agree to disagree sometimes. Then certain things we just don't talk about, but talk about other things that we both get along with.
Yeah. I do that all the time with some of my friends. I'm very picky and choosy about my conversations with a few of them. But because of that, our friendship has grown into a lot more than just, a casual, hey, what are you doing? So
Exactly.
let's play. We just played the fall. Yeah, we just played the fall. So we are going to play. The song is called "You." So
Yeah, this is everyone thinks this is going to be the big single off the album.
okay, all right. Well, let's check it out right now. This song is called "You" by the Ghost Town Rebellion.
First time I saw you in the room, I lost myself and said